Bill Gates created his first computer program while still at high school, co-founded Microsoft in 1977, and by 1993 was the richest man in the world. In the year 2000, Bill Gates and his wife formed the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is currently the largest charity in the world. One of its main aims is to exempt the third world countries from deadly diseases.
We were the company that had revolutionized software.
Martin Luther King was a Baptist minister who campaigned against the segregation of blacks. He was influenced by Gandhi and believed in peaceful protest. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 but was assassinated in 1968 and will always be remembered for his dignified passive resistance to an unjust society.
Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right.
Nelson Mandela dedicated his life to the fight against racism against black people. He was imprisoned in 1964 for his aggressive opposition to South Africa's racist government and was held for 26 years. In 1990, after his release, Mandela was elected president of the African National Congress. In 1993, he won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Sport can create hope where once there was only despair.
Adolf Hitler was Germany's leader from 1933 to 1945, during time which he led the world into the most devastating war in history. Hitler's hatred of Jewish people and his desire for a blue-eyed, blonde-haired master race led to the murder of 6 million people during World War II. Most died in concentration camps in Eastern Europe.
In Ernst Vergehen, aber in euch wird Deutschland weiterleben. Vor uns liegt Deutschland, in uns marschiert Deutschland.
Einstein was one of the greatest of all scientists, and his name has become a symbol of genius. When his most famous work, The General Theory of Relativity, was proven in 1919, Einstein became the most celebrated scientist in the world, and he won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921.
Was created by man himself, all of us.
A week before he died, Einstein wrote to Bertrand Russell asking to put his name to a manifesto urging all countries to give up their nuclear weapons.
In this fateful moment, as sign that we scientists do not stand alone.
I agree.
Gandhi began his career as a lawyer, but became a great political and spiritual leader. He led a peaceful and civil disobedience of Indians against British rule in India and negotiated with the British government until 1947, when India was granted independence. His simple lifestyle and his belief in religious tolerance have made him a symbol of decency and peace ever since. Karl Marx's ideas on economic history and sociology changed the world. Marx was a social philosopher who attacked the state and predicted a future in which everyone was equal. His ideas eventually led to the Russian Revolution and communism, and by 1950, almost half of the world's people lived under communist regimes. Naturalist Charles Darwin established the theory of evolution. Darwin challenged the Bible's account of creation and explained that human beings are descended from an ape-like ancestor. Another English naturalist, Alfred Russel Wallace, independently developed very similar ideas at the same time as Darwin. William Shakespeare generally agreed to be the greatest playwright in the English language. He began as an actor and wrote at least 154 love poems and 37 plays, including Hamlet, King Lear, Romeo and Juliet, and Macbeth. Shakespeare also probably introduced more than 1,700 new words to the English language. Christopher Columbus is one of the most famous of all explorers. He believed he could reach Asia by sailing west across the Atlantic Ocean, and in 1492 he set sail to Santa Maria to prove his theory. Instead, he landed on the islands now known as the West Indies. His discoveries led to the European explorations and settlement of the Americas.